Hi, everybody out there. Suzanne in Ohio here. I have a new creative avenue that I'm kind of chasing down, and I wanted to show you what I came up with. So, I might be a little old fashioned, but I'm still in love with these still lifes and especially anything that has a nature uh, look to it or an old primitive look. So what I did was I came up with this still life, and I'm sorry, I don't have the camera set up to show it to you all in one fell swoop, but let's do the best we can here. Um, I started out with the concept of just the coffee pot, the flower bin, the mixing bowl, and some different things. And then the more I thought about it, what I ended up doing was downloading images off of Pinterest and printing them on fabric. So I have some items here that I've created myself and some that are printed on fabric right off of the web. So I think it's just gorgeous. I love these old primitive um, still lifes, and I just think that, so for my first try, I'm real happy with it. Now, all the images are just attached right now with a little bit of glue. I have not done any stitching on it yet. My concept or my thought is to stitch it all down with invisible thread and then go back with colored floss, of course, embroidery floss, and add any details that I need to. And I'll tell you just a little bit about some of the images, and then maybe it'll give you some ideas. So I have an old crockery mixing bowl that's in this light shade of green. And I just tried to mimic the shadows and the pattern on it. That turned out fine. The coffee pot, for the color scheme, I made it red, but it started out with a piece of beige fabric, one of those print-on prints, which is actually the overprint is paint. And so it gives you a texture that comes right through. And I overpainted it with my ink tints. And the flour sifter I did myself based on some research that I had done. So that's a commercial printed piece of fabric, and it'll have one of those little crank knobs sticking out here. And the cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger spices are all just images. The front of the flour bin has an image from an old flour sack. And the sugar sitting back here is an image that was a paper bag of sugar from like 1930s. And then up here on the wall are these pot holders hanging off of the shelf. This little pot holder I have myself, so I took a photograph of it and printed it. These were off of Pinterest. This little jug, the clock, and the hen on a nest, all from Pinterest. Also, over here, the daily bread sign, the wording is from Pinterest, and then I put a frame around it and painted it as if it's framed with wood. And I can't get a very close look. Maybe I can this way. The coffee pot, Blue Goose coffee, and rolled oats, bunny rolled oats. It's all just so cute and whimsical if you like that style. So as I did some research, I printed on fabric a lot, but I was wondering if there was anything out there that I didn't know about. And I knew I needed to stabilize these images somehow because all I have is an inkjet printer. So what I did was print my fabric, print my images on the fabric, and then heated them up with an iron, and I ran a bar of that golf wax over top of it. Just a thin layer of wax, and that makes it virtually impervious to the moisture on your fingers or anything. However, excuse me, if it would get wet, that ink would run. So I talked to somebody about it, my nephew actually, who's quite artistic, and he said, Scotchgard. I could have gotten a can of Scotchgard and sprayed all the prints before I cut them out. But lo and behold, before I got around to that, a YouTube video came up, and I believe it was from a gal, and her channel name is Heart and Soulful. And she had seen on another channel from a quilter that the product called Bubble Jet Set. It comes with 2 items that you need to use: a solution that you wet your fabric with, and then a solution that you rinse it with after it's dry. And then when you run it through, and she even did a test right there on the screen, something she had printed on fabric that had been treated with that product. Absolutely no running, no dripping, no anything. So, needless to say, that is coming in my Amazon order, supposed to be today or tomorrow. But I already had this composition worked up, and I'm not going to change it now. But I want you to see what a clever idea that you could do with images that are free for the taking on Pinterest. So I'll be showing it again after I get the stitching and everything done. And this project is sort of in between everything else I'm doing. So it'll be a couple weeks before I get this finished. But I hope you enjoyed seeing it and what a clever little concept it is. And I hope my next one will be a still life. I'll probably work out this still life idea until, excuse me, I got the hiccups, until I run out of ideas. But I already had the drawings ready for my next composition, which will certainly include Canada Goose decoy. I love Canada Goose. I don't want to try to do one in real life, but the decoys would be really great sitting in a still life, like on a shelf or a table. So that's what I'm working on the side. And just a comment about that, what I did to start with was created a paper image of the coffee pot, just the outline, and the bowl, and the flour bin, and the flour sifter. And then I went on to the shelf and this sign. And I just had paper and scooting them around and trying to get some idea of composition and what other things I needed to fill in. All right, there you have it for today. A new idea for you, as if you need another one, right? That's kind of me. But thanks for watching, and if this idea intrigues you or anything about it that you like, give me a thumbs up and tell me, leave a quick comment. You don't have to give compliments or anything, but tell me where you're watching from. I just love that, to know how many people are out there and what part of the world you're from. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.